welcome back. I'm Tanya June Moore. This is the Sedona International Film Festival 25th Anniversary Edition. We'd like to thank the Sedona Rouge, Digitech, and of course Blackmagic Design for sponsoring the Media Room this year. And I have another filmmaker to welcome. What's your name and what's your film?
Hi, I'm Krista Riihimaki, and my film is a short documentary called Child Disrupted.
This is a touchy subject.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us about it.
So my film is about the effects of technology overuse on children's development. Mm-hmm. So basically, are we at risk of raising a generation of children who are disrupted by technology?
Right.
So basically, it's a lot of experts talking about how technology overuse is affecting children, and it tries to give some answers and also some hope.
Yes. Well, let's watch the trailer and then we'll get everybody caught up. Okay?
Cool.
If you're looking at your phone all the time and they're trying to get your attention, they're going to eventually want that phone and they're going to do the exact same behavior.
What are we doing to our kids when we're not allowing them time to be bored?
There has grown an expectation that we're going to give our children lots and lots of developmental advantages by introducing them to these technologies.
In this age, if you're a kid and you're not getting that need met at home, the natural thing to turn to is the internet, where there are people.
So many people are talking about this great connection that's occurring because of technology, but engagement is not what's happening.
So does this hit close to home for you?
Yeah, actually, one of the inspirations to make the film was my younger brother. So he is 3 years younger than me, and we both used a lot of gaming and tech growing up, but I feel like he was way more immersed in that world than I was, and he wound up having a lot of issues. He never really learned how to be social with people other than with gaming. So like when his friends would come over, they did a lot of parallel play, and I feel like that was where he was able to be social. But the whole making friends based on games or in sports, that wasn't his strong point. And I felt like a lot of the issues that he ended up having as he grew up, I was wondering, are they affected by his overuse of technology? He ended up having a lot of mental issues. He never really launched into adulthood. He lived with my mom, just played games. Of course, he was safe in the home, but he never became realized, you know? So that's kind of where the title came from. Like, you know, the child disrupted. They're disrupted by technology. And he actually, unfortunately, he passed away a year before I started making this film. So that was kind of like my inspiration to really honor him and say, are we at risk of having like more children like him? You know, if is what happened to him something that we should be concerned about? And I think the answer is yes.
I was getting ready to ask,
yes.
What do you think your answer is?
I think so. I mean, children are using screens at younger and younger ages now, and as I'm a Montessori teacher before I became a filmmaker, and before the age of 6 is really when all of the important brain development happens, the formation of the personality, the formation of opinions and choices and habits, that's all, and the senses, that's really, really important for children to develop. And after the age of 6, the brain economizes. It talks about this in the film too, but basically the brain prunes the synapses to become more efficient. So if a child hasn't had enough real life experiences or social experiences, they're going to have a less developed brain, so to speak. And so a lot of people that are seeing children with sensory disorders, with autism-like behaviors, that the thought is perhaps that's linked to not developing them because they're overusing screens.
Well, and as a teacher, you're seeing kids all day long, right?
Yes.
So in the last several years, I don't know how long you've been teaching, have you noticed a difference in your children?
Well, I actually left teaching a few years ago.
Okay.
That's a whole nother long story. So basically, I got Lyme's disease, and I had to leave teaching because of my health issues. I didn't know it was that at the time, but it was kind of what spurred me to try to do something different and creative, and that's how I chose to get into filmmaking. This is my first film.
Okay.
So,
well, congratulations.
Thank you. But yes, teachers are seeing this. I was speaking to actually the man who's moderating my film tonight. He's associated with the school district in this area, and he said that it's almost an epidemic of children who are having sensory processing disorders and autism-like behaviors. And they're having to augment the classroom in different ways to help them. And he was thinking, oh, maybe it's, due to, sensitivities to like radio frequencies or whatever. And I was like, I don't think so. I think that really, if you don't learn how to control yourself, and if you don't learn how to be with other people in the world, then you're going to have difficulties with that. And a lot of the experts, what they say on this subject is, before drugging a child, like say you think they have ADHD or another type of disorder, and you're going to prescribe them Ritalin or whatever, before going to that step, try to remove technology from the home. Do like a 1 month, they call it like a digital detox, and see if those behaviors or symptoms improve.
Right.
If they improve, then it's not something biological. It's an environmental thing. It's, so I think that's, they call it unplug, don't drug,
right.
Which I think is kind of clever. But
I think it's very clever.
I mean, it just makes sense, I think, and I don't think people are talking about this enough. So that's why I hope a lot of people get to watch my film. And
well, you've had a screening here. How was the first screening?
The screening was wonderful. It screened on Monday, Doc Short's Reel 1, and it was sold out. There was a great discussion afterward. People had a lot of really good questions, and I loved it. I loved screening here. I loved the Sedona audiences. It's been wonderful.
And this is your first film, so you got into a pretty prestigious festival. How does that feel?
Yes, I'm blown away. I'm so grateful. I feel like I'm so spoiled now. I mean, of course, I'm grateful to get into any festival. Really, when I finished the film, I was of the opinion, done is better than good. I'd like to just get into one festival. And so far, it's gotten into like 12 festivals. The response has been amazing. So far, Sedona's like my favorite.
Yay! We want it to be your favorite.
Best.
So your experience here has been good.
It's
for the
really
last
wonderful.
Few days.
Yes.
Awesome.
The Sedona community really treats filmmakers so well. Everyone wants to talk to me and ask me about my film and support and meeting other filmmakers. There's so many filmmakers that have come.
Yes.
And I really felt like I've built my community, and I love it. I'm really grateful to be here.
And the collaboration here is really good. So make sure you're collaborating with some of these other filmmakers. It'll just help you in the future, which is what we love.
Yes.
We love seeing you coming back with a collaborative film with somebody you met here.
Yes, actually, Michelle, who did the Reclamation, The Rise at Standing Rock, that screened with my film on Monday. It'll screen again today. She actually had to leave early, but she invited me to come work on a film that she's going to be working on next about immigration.
Well, see, that's what the Sedona Film Festival does. We bring people together to make other great movies so we can all be inspired.
Yes.
Where can people find this particular film or keep up with you?
So I have a Facebook page. It's at Child Disrupted. If you want to follow it, I post more film festivals. It'll be screening in the next few weeks at several more. Also, childdisrupted.com is the website.
Okay.
In the next few months, I'll be putting it on the internet on like iTunes, Google Play, and Amazon.
Great.
So if you follow either of those, you'll be able to watch the film and share it with people. And also, concurrently with this film festival circuit, I've been doing community screenings. So a lot of communities from all the way from Hong Kong, of course Silicon Valley where I live, but people are booking screenings of the film and showing it to their communities and having discussions, which is why I wanted it to be a short film. I wanted to give that time for people to talk about it afterwards.
Right.
Because I think that watching a film is great, but on a subject such as this, if a school community can come together and talk with each other and say,
Yeah.
hey,
Have
what do
an
we
open
want to do,
discussion.
right? Do we want
Yes.
to implement an away for the day policy with like our middle school and high schoolers where they can't touch their phone all day? Schools don't have, they're going that way, but it's not standardized. So I
Well,
think it's a good tool.
It's been great having you here. I think this film is compelling enough for communities to be responsive to it.
Thank
And we
you.
wish you the best of luck.
Thanks.
And we'll catch up with you at another time.